I've watched some clips of his being abroad. It's impressive. What do you think about his going to America? Well, what's your analysis with this trip?
No question that his public speaking is good. He has a very good voice. At least that's one thing that he inherited from his father, if not much else.
Nabibilisan na ako sa kanya magsalita, to tell you the truth. But I have to admit, I'll give him high points for that. At least ngayon nakakasalita na siya openly. Mukhang tuloy-tuloy, wala na nagko-coach, no? Itong issue natin, pumunta siya sa Amerika, pumunta siya doon, di ba? Ayan. Let's go to America.
What are the achievements? Aside from showing that he eats hot dogs and hamburgers, aside from that, there are two things.
Ano lang yan? Soundbites lang yan.
There are two things they're highlighting. Number one, the latest is the 7-minute audience with Obama.
Yes.
But I was telling you earlier, si Rosa Otunbayeva of Kyrgyzstan, who has only 5.5 million constituency, got a very lengthy discussion with Obama, while and that was announced and scheduled, while Penoy got an impromptu, apparently.
Impromptu pa.
So
but
that
nevertheless,
was
still, compared to Gloria, at least, ang presidente bagong-bago ba, kinuusap ka agad?
I don't want to use the word, but it's like Consuelo de Bobo. Oh, you got 7 minutes, you be happy about that.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
No one's arguing
ano ba
that.
yung isang pinagmamalaki? The
Millennium Development Goal, $435 million something
over 5 years. That's
over 5
years. $87 million a year. And as I said in my column, that is a mirage. Because
he's been also asked to head or to take a more participative role in the ASEAN, as well as addressing Burma, which is going to be a real problem.
Yes.
They can't even address it as a whole, much less having President Noy do that alone.
I would rather evaluate things in terms of real, concrete economic gains for the country. $87 million, and which they ballyhooed as a fund, a grant that was stopped because Gloria Arroyo was not trusted. If you go to the internet, you'll see that this fund, the Millennium
Development,
Fund, started in 2003, and they've had projects since 2003 up to 2009. Of course, this election year in 2010, they could not, for various reasons, release it during that period. I reviewed that, and so it was never suspended until Gloria.
Do you think that Noy's visit to America is kowtowing, bowing to America, considering the interests of America here in the region?
Definitely. And
it's obvious.
It's nothing different from what all the past Philippine governments would have had to do.
But America plays a different role today. China being the number 2 consumer now of the world, growing fastest. It's a heating economy. And us now being a grouping called the ASEAN, mukhang tinaboy muna natin yung ASEAN, tinaboy muna yung China, not that we need to cooperate directly with China. However, we do about 30% trading there. They are our major trading partner, no longer America. America has interests here, and it's been already outlined by no less than Clinton. Sinasabi niya, we have to stay in the region. Alam naman natin, ang interest nila nasa Mindanao. Diba? Basically, be it for military, economic, or what. It's not oil. It's basically interest against China to contain China whatsoever. So, tayo, tatakbo presidente natin sa Amerika, hindi maganda tingnan. Ano, boto ka doon na parang gano'n nangyari? Kumawtaw tayo.
Well, ako, realpolitik ang tingin ko dyan, and an analysis ko. Everybody who is just at the level of the second or third rung in global politics kowtows to one superpower or another, or plays them off. So it was not wrong for Penoy to kowtow. In olden times, the Sultan of Sulu would go all the way to China to kowtow to China. That was 500, 900 years ago.
It's real politics.
It's real politics.
It's real politics.
The problem I have here is that he acts like a mendicant. Unlike Marcos had to balance American interest and Philippine interest. But you see, when Marcos was taken seriously, and Marcos would take initiatives, open relations with socialist countries and so on. The Americans didn't like that, but he could do it. I don't see Penoy being able to do this. He is simply So
The entourage, do you think it's too big? It's too small?
again, that
25 million? Maraming tinago na expense na hindi mo nakikita. Maraming tago na expense. But ang media, para alam ng Pilipino, thinking lahat, ay, mura talaga, kaya hotdog. Yan ang problema. Yan ang lumalabas sa mga mainstream TV.
That's spin. That's a spin.
But nakakaawa naman yung Pilipino na we get all this information. It's all received differently. It's incorrect. May bias bias ang information. But he goes there, he brings 65 people. Kailangan ba that many? 25 to 30 were PSG.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it takes that many to secure a singular person.
Well, in the first place, I don't think any serious national leader who has a plan for the country and knows from day one what he has to do, I don't think he has to visit any other country until he fixes up the internal
which
needs,
is initially what he said. And then all of a sudden he runs off to America.
Okay. And then he initially was correct. Okay.
What do you think we can expect from now on? Now, matatapos na 100 days niya. Tingin mo, titirahin na siya? Titirahin na siya ng mga editors? Will become critical na of every move? He can't seem to complete all the placements, all the undersecretaries and all the people that run the bureaucracy. There are many financial institutions and government corporations that are now in Auri na nagkakaproblema sila walang board. You know, I'm not, even just the TV stations, the 3 TV stations. I don't think they have a board. They have not put a president, board directors, nothing, because this government is still very scared. I've been reading editorials that every time someone is recommended from one reason or another, nawawala. So may kalokohan na sa palasyo. So it's the snakes are still there. Hindi naiiba.
Well, first, the U.S. trip, I just want to sum it up. He got $87 million from the Millennium Fund. But we're paying, letter M lang yun, 87 million. We're paying and amortizing and rolling over debts that run to dollar debts of the government alone, that run to at least $16, $17 billion a year. So this is a mirage. The $87 million is not even a puff of smoke. It's not even a puff of smoke. Okay, that being said, what do we expect? Well, the media, he never really got a honeymoon because of his own doing.
Well, yes.
You know, he provided even his friendliest columnists and editorial boards in the newspaper sector. He did not give them enough time, enough good material, but he gave them the bad material, like the hostage problem and the
well, itong Supreme Court crisis, problema ito, this constitutional crisis, dyan lang sa Truth Commission. Di ba? Miski yung mga executive orders niya from 1 to 2 to 3 and 4, mukhang naki-question niya.
That's right.
Ngayon lang ako nakakita nga ng presidente na kini-question na co-equal branch. And then, of course, we have all of that happening. Everyone is basically coming out and saying, parang hindi pa competent yung presidente natin. And they've already apologized how many times based on his cabinets, based on his media people.
Right,
But they continue, they're still there. So do you think it's going to just get worse?
Well, if the police performance at the Luneta hostage-taking is called the Keystone Cops.
It's worse.
In Malacanang, it's the Cats and Jammer Kids, if you remember the comic strip.
Cats and Jammers Kids.
And they're really kids, no? And people are on the internet, it's circulating that he's running it like a student council.
That's Arroyo's words. The Senator Arroyo's
really?
words.
I didn't know that, but it's
you didn't even know that.
On the internet.
Hindi na ba sa dyaryo niya yan? Yung student government.
Well, student government versus running it like the mafia, which do you prefer? During Gloria Arroyo's time, it was run like a mafia.
Well, the problem with GMA's time is we still have to convict her and to show proof of real wrongdoings and corruption. But her economic policies are still very much in place, and it seemed were correct so far, except that we have condemned her for corruption, which it's still all here. Say media was not very good on her side.
Yeah, well, 2 points there. One is when she said, "I am sorry" to the Hello Garcia incident. That was an admission.
Admission yan at that time.
So that is established, the wrongdoing there. But if you have another truth commission, going back to the basic issues.
Magandang ginawa niya sa Congress. She was able to push out the impeachment, regardless of political savvy, know-how. The point is, she survived it until the end. You know, miski pa paano. the economic point of views, maganda ng mga indicators.
Yeah.
Of course, we're